Financial wellness. Reach out to them for advice at 855-DON-GINO. And now back to your hosts, Don Getling and Gino Franti.
Well, thank you for sharing the first 3/4 of our show. Now we're on the final piece of our show.
Hey,
That's right.
just like tomorrow, the last quarter. Let's hope it's exciting, just as exciting as our last quarter today.
Yeah, the big game.
The big game.
Okay.
I'm excited. We get the main cave fired up.
I know you've been working your man cave for a while. If you just tuned in, by the way, you're here with Don Gatling, Gino Franti, and the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show every Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., sharing with you what you need to know about real estate, finance, your community, so much more, guiding you to personal and financial wellness. You can find out more by going to donandgino.com, donandgino.com. Click on the YouTube channel. There's over 1,000 videos. How about that, Carlos? Over 1,000 videos. You're a part of, I don't know, probably 20 or 30 of them.
Pretty impressive.
With great insurance information. And if you just tuned in, we're here with Mr. Carlos Villalobos with Carlos Villalobos Insurance.
Every
And-
time that we've had Carlos on, we've always walked away learning something new or going, yeah, I should probably have that looked at. You know, and this year, Carlos, Don and I have taken a commitment to tell people, take action, pick up the phone and call.
It's funny what you said. It's just like if you go to a doctor and there's something you're like, I should probably get that looked at.
Yeah. It's probably
It's just
if
like your
you're-
insurance
if
policy.
you're thinking that, you probably should.
Right.
And the sooner the better. Just like if you're thinking of going to the doctor.
Yeah, it's okay, Gino. Penicillin.
Yeah.
Well, that brought a smile to my face because I just went to the doctor because I needed to look at something. So, yes, I can agree with that 100%.
All right. So Carlos was going to bring up, we just talked about the importance of working with a true professional. Ask the right questions. Make sure you're properly insured and helping you with putting together the correct policy for you. And, you know, what's amazing is having the correct policy, you still can have one of the best rates because of how you structure it, but you make sure they're protected. The other thing we were going to talk about today, which I love, we have a lot of, we're seeing it more and more, land movement.
Yep. There's been quite a bit. And in fact, I'm acutely aware to it because my wife thought it would be fun to download the application that tells you every time there's an earthquake. So
have fun with that.
I could tell you that we have earthquakes like every few minutes.
Right.
It happens all the time, all over the place. In fact, we had one a couple of weeks ago. Epicenter, Santa Clarita, like a 2.7 or something. I was with Steve Korn, actually, and I could have sworn I felt something, but I didn't say anything. And then I came home at night, and they were like, "Do you feel the earthquake?" I was like, "No, I didn't." But we have movement all the time.
We do have movement all the time. It's interesting because most people don't feel them as much as other people. Animals are really good at sensing when an earthquake is coming. It's amazing what they do.
Yeah, you start hearing dogs barking and so that.
It's never keeps amazing me every time because if you have a cat or a dog and all of a sudden they start acting funny, you go, what's going on? And the next thing you know, you're moving.
You're moving. Well, let's talk about that because we're talking about, you know, it could be mudslides, it could be sinkholes, and of course it could be earthquakes. I mean, and there's certain ways that all that you need to be protected differently.
Yeah, especially for like last night, for example, where I live in the Hollywood Hills, part of the land came down. And most homeowners don't realize that that's not covered under your homeowner's policy. You need a special land movement policy that can be bought. It's not.
Is it a rider, basically?
No, it's a separate policy. It's
Separate
not
policy.
inexpensive, but these homeowners were told yesterday that they're going to have to shore up that land, and it's on their dime.
Oops.
Yeah.
That's expensive.
So if you live on a hill, if you live anywhere where you think there might be
A shift?
a shift where the dirt's going to move on you, you might want to talk to your insurance agent or call us at 255-8282, and we'll try to put you together a policy and let you know. Like I said, they're not cheap, but it depends on what you need.
Well, if you're going to protect your home or protect the equity in your home, it's the same thing with earthquake insurance. I mean,
Correct.
We were talking about that, and it's not I'm not trying to, jinx all of us, but it's not a matter of if, it's when, and are you protected? And
We're due.
For a while, we're due. There's
So
a
I
curve
call
in
it a hedge, right? So I have, as you know, I have some properties.
Right.
And for many, many years, I didn't get insurance because I was riding my bets, right? And then just last year, I was like, okay, I think I've gambled long enough. It's time that we take action and get earthquake insurance and protect these properties because it's due.
Correct. And then the other thing with earthquake insurance that you have to look at is what is covered, what is your deductible.
Yeah, that was the problem with why a lot of us, like I didn't get it, the deductible versus full coverage was ridiculous.
Well,
I mean,
I'll
it was
give you an example.
15% of $100,000 $1 million home.
It's $150,000.
Right.
So nowadays you can buy deductibles all the way down to 2.5%, as high as 25%. But of course, the less the deductible, the more the premiums. So everybody has a place where they are going to feel safe. How much can I afford before I want the carrier to pay for it?
Well, the other piece I liked is that you don't have to have full coverage.
You don't.
Like I don't have full coverage. I'm banking on that if there's an earthquake, there's going to be a certain amount of damage. My home's not going to be leveled, but there's going to be some major damage. And I'm going to protect against that major damage.
Correct. There are policies out there that you can buy X amount of dollars. Okay, you're still going to have a deductible. Then the carrier will pay that amount. But if it's over that amount, now Don's responsible.
I get
right.
that.
So, and let's talk about that for a second, because that leads us into, oh, well, the government's going to step in and help me if there's a big earthquake.
Correct. They will, but you're going to have a second loan now.
There you go. So that's called a loan.
Right. It's not free money.
Right? Yeah. So let's just real life scenario. House worth $700,000. You have $200,000 in equity. You owe $500,000. You now have $300,000 in damage. You get a loan from FEMA. You're now upside down. You've lost all your equity, and you're upside down on your home, and I'm not even sure it's worth keeping at that point.
Well, that's something you're going to have to decide on your own. But
I don't mean to be doom and gloom, but that's a possible
that's
reality.
That is reality. So now, if you were having a hard time making that mortgage payment for whatever reason, and now you got an extra couple of $1,000 or $1,000, now you have a problem as a family. So we try to tell people it's easier to pay that monthly premium, even for some coverage, than no coverage.
Right.
Especially
I feel much better being protected. I'm telling you,
100%.
it's I mean, I didn't have it. I was like Gino. I was gambling on.
Right.
Well, it's gonna be a while before it hits. But like you said, I feel we're unfortunately due. If not, I feel good anyways. I'm glad it doesn't hit, and I'm okay with paying because I'd rather not have the earthquake.
Hey, I did great. I went like 12 years with no insurance. That was a good run. I now want to be protected.
Yeah, that worked. That's like people saying I don't go to the dentist for a while.
Yeah.
How does that work out for them?
Right.
Well, it's a good run until you have cavities.
Exactly.
So now, going back to the earthquake, though, because there's another program out there also where some of the carriers, a couple of them, they pay 75% of the claim and you pay 25% and your premiums are less than if they paid 100%. There's a lot of options. As a consumer, you can talk to your insurance agent, or better yet, call me. And see what the options are, so you have a good idea.
I really hope they reach out to you now. Give them your information, because right now a lot of you have equity again, and a lot of it. Before a while there, you're like, I don't care if it freaking gets leveled, you can have it.
Yeah.
But now you are sitting on a good portion of equity, or you love your home, or just fixed up your home, or just bought your new beautiful home.
Just finished the man cave for the big game.
Yeah, stuff
For
like
example?
that. Yeah, you'd be bummed.
Yeah, totally bummed.
Make sure that's insured.
Right.
So you can reach me at 255-8282. Also, we want you to check out our new website. It's
Nice.
www.Carlos, V as in Victor, the word insurance spelled out,
Carlos V. Insurance.
insurance.com. There's a lot of information there. We just put it up a couple of weeks ago, and there's so much information there that as a consumer you can go, and if you have a question, just send us an email. We'll reply. No
Awesome.
obligation.
Another great resource.
Yeah, and thank you for helping out so many of our clients, because it's really nice to have you as a resource. We send your information to them, your quotes, and luckily a good portion of our clients have chosen to utilize your services.
Well, thank you very much for the referrals. We appreciate it.
And your peeps are great there. You answer our questions. It's imperative about that. I mean, like I said, I've had insurance where I never, ever heard from my insurance guy at all. I didn't even know why my claims changed. I don't know what happened with it. But we go over it, and you explain, hey, your auto went this direction, your home went this direction. Do you want to go this direction? It's really great.
It's the difference between an insurance policy and an insurance professional.
Yes.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we cannot control the premiums that the carriers charge you, but we can explain why and what's going on in the industry.
Yeah, like my premium went up because there was a fire again last year.
Right. If you have a fire every year,
Yeah.
chances are.
The reality is that most homeowners' premiums will go up every year a certain percent because the cost of construction goes up. So if you look at it, your dwelling amount is going up. But if we kept your dwelling amount the same, your premium didn't go up. but if you don't explain that, then the customer say, "Oh, my rates went up." Well, wait a minute.
So did your coverage.
So did your coverage.
That's a great thing we can talk about next time.
That's all right. Again, always great stuff with Carlos Villalobos, with Carlos Villalobos Insurance. Check them out at carlosvinsurance.com. carlosvinsurance.com. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you very much for having me. It's always a blast.
All right, and we thank
you
you for joining us, Don Gatling, Gino Fronti, and the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show every Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Check us out at donandgino.com.
And today we close with enjoy the big game.
Enjoy the big game, and please take action.